Politics, a high-stakes question of civil liberties versus public health, but also a potent source of lucrative green tax revenue. Let's get the straight dope from our panel on what they think of marijuana legalization. I've done all the puns. You all don't have to anymore. But is there a political angle that can be used one way or another on the whole question of legalization of pot?
At some point we may see it forced. Look, I mean, I think Gallup polling from 2 months show 58% of Americans think it should be legalized, which is an amazing number in and of itself. But at some point, and I think it's going to happen in a Democrat primary before you see it in a Republican primary, and look, in Colorado, you know, that legalization measure won by a larger percentage than the president won in Colorado. One could argue that would be a benefit for you being for legalization of marijuana. It's not. It's going to be neutral until some Democrat comes out and say, you know what, I'm for legalization of marijuana, and starts to sort of mobilize a constituency around that legalization and forces another Democrat or Republican to say, I'm not for it, and then sort of use it as a wedge issue.
Well, but I think politicians, if they want to talk about this or are for talk about this, the smart way to do it is to talk about this as a criminal justice issue. I mean, looking at the statistics on marijuana incarceration or arrests, or even looking at just the war on drugs and the human and financial costs of that, you have both conservative and liberals saying that this has been a failure. Our criminal justice system and our prison system is really something that we need to be talking about. And really, over the past, I don't know, 20, 30 years, have we had a serious conversation about that? No. This might be the way to start talking about that.
You know, political strategists want to know how an issue cuts before they take their stand. They want to be absolutely certain where the momentum is, where the enthusiasm is. And right now, I think marijuana could become a partisan issue down the road, a few elections down the road. Mm-hmm. But right now, it's bipartisan in that none of the political strategists and very few politicians want to take the
I've got an idea. Go on out there and talk about pot, right?
Not quite yet. But for an outsider, and again, in a Republican and a Democrat primary, I think for an outsider, I think you'll see an outsider using it as a shot before you see it mainstream.
Can you not? I know this sounds ridiculous, but can you not sell it as both a criminal justice, like, okay, enough of cops, you know, hauling in somebody for half an ounce or an ounce or whatever it is in various states. It'll save us money. It will cut down on other types of crime because they will have more time to do their thing. And by the way, we can tax it and increase state revenue.
I mean, I'm very wary of this idea that you tax and legitimize something. This is a tactic that has not worked well for some of these entities in the past. But I think you're right. And I think that looking at these issues, this is a conversation we're having on the national scene about having government work better and more efficiently. And if you take away the ambiguous enforcement of what is this kind of complex marijuana issue right now, you can have a more streamlined and a better criminal justice system, and this might be a good step in that direction.
See, this is bipartisan, Candy. We're all pot brings people together, Candy.
Apparently. Makes them happier.
Right now, people are concerned about jobs and health care, yes, and what can government do and how well can it do it. I think any politician who spends a lot of resources and time talking about an issue like legalization of marijuana now is going to be criticized for not keeping his or her eye on the ball.
But couldn't somebody who wanted to sort of gin up those who show up at the poll say, let's put a referendum on the poll about pot?
Maybe dispensaries will be the next big job creator.
I think if you look at the Obama coalition, that younger coalition, we could go there.
Cornell Belcher, Stu Rothenberg, Mattie Duppler, thank you both. Thank you all.